Coach, I guess just for you, was that about, I mean, were you still nervous during the second half, or did you have the ability to kind of take it in at any point? Or for you, were you just coach to the final whistle and then kind of take it in a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you worry because of how they shoot the three, and they're a team that their best quarter is the third quarter all season long. How they outscore opponents in the third quarter. So, certainly it was great to be up 12 at half, but we were really focused on pushing that out. So to start on that 4-0 run and have them call a timeout. I mean, obviously Nalissa Smith looked like the National Player of the Year today. And played like it. They had no answer for her. And then when Jordan Lewis got going, that 1-2 punch was just too much.
All right, Jerry.
Yeah, Nikki, you mentioned Jordan. I mean, she was 5 of 5 from 3 in the second half. What got her going?
I guess the first one going in. I thought she was aggressive, down the stretch of the second quarter. I thought she didn't start. I mean, she took an open shot, but they were switching our ball screens and then, trying to have a big guarder. And I thought, we certainly got the ball to Liz on the switch some, but I thought at some point we were really going to have to make a couple threes to open it up because they were switching and then playing our guards really, really soft. So we either had to go at them, kind of hezzy and attack the rim, or knock down a couple shots. And I thought she got aggressive and drew a couple fouls late in the second quarter. And then I think when the first one went down, she obviously just got super comfortable.
All right, Chad.
Nikki, obviously you guys have been playing well for a while now, but there seemed to be a real sense of determination and crispness for your team tonight. Did you sense that as well?
I mean, I like when we have good synergy. I like when we read the D. I like when we take care of the ball. I thought we had too many turnovers in the second half. But I thought we're learning to take what the defense gives us, and tonight when they were switching screens, we knew what we had. And we've just gotten better at playing in transition. I thought we took too many threes in transition. For us, we shoot the three the best when we touch the paint first. It can be in transition, but we're really better when we attack the paint and then kick out in transition rather than just throw it ahead and shoot it. We just statistically don't shoot that ball very well. And it's just the opposite when we're playing inside out. And so, I think they trust one another. I think they trust our game plans. I think they believe in our game plans. And obviously I think, Liz was so good from the tip that I think she allowed the entire team to relax. She just carried us until everyone else kind of got going. And I thought Caitlin Bickle, and even though Jaden didn't score, she had really good ball pressure. She got into Ryan. She was just kind of a pest on some of the switches that we had. But I'll give Liz a lot of credit defensively tonight too, other than us fouling Ashley too much, Ashley Johns too much. I mean, I just called her the wrong name after all this time. Jones, I just thought she, made her miss, for her to go 0 for 8 from 3 when she has been shooting the basketball so incredibly well from the arc. It's just a testament to who the player of the year is in this league. And in my opinion, the player of the year nationally.
And how much does the Big 12 title mean to you? What did it mean to the kids in the locker room after the game?
It's the expectation here. It's the expectation. And, the pressure was on. We were picked to win it. We were 0-2 and everyone was counting us out and we were vulnerable. And, I think it's more about our resiliency. It's about putting ourselves in this position to compete in this game, and then not just compete in this game, but to own it, to really own it on both sides of the ball. We proved tonight that we were the better team. Now, we're going to have to keep proving it. It doesn't mean that we think every time we play them. But I encouraged them. I said, I just firmly believe we take the approach that we're better at every position than they are. And we assert that, we assert it on both sides of the ball. And that doesn't mean we get into an individual game where it's me against her. It's us against them. But this idea that we're not missing anything. We have everything we need to be successful. And, I thought we did that tonight, and we weathered Queen's foul trouble because Caitlin played so poised and so well.
All right, Curtis.
You mentioned that you guys have been playing well, and you mentioned the 0-2 start. What clicked for you guys after that to lead to tonight, where you play arguably your best game in conference play? You beat the second place team in the league by 25 points on the road, and you win the Big 12 conference.
I mean, I'm sure no one believed me when I said it back in October, but I told you we'd be a better team in March. I told everyone we would be a better team. And, it was about our team believing that it was going to take time to do what we're doing right now. And, COVID aside, I mean, those first 2 games still counted as losses, but it put our backs up against the wall. It made us examine where we're at, where are we going, how are we going to get there? I think it just makes it that much sweeter because I think if you asked, Nalissa Smith, which was the hardest championship to win since she's been at Baylor, I don't think there's any question this is the one. Like, we had to grind, we had to battle. We took everybody's best shot. Everybody thought we were vulnerable. Everybody thought I was the first chink in the armor. Kim's gone. What can this person do? And so because of that, we had to fight. Nobody gave us anything. Nobody laid down and said, okay, Baylor's supposed to win it, so therefore we're going to show up. We had to compete night in and night out. And, honestly, this means a lot to me. But it'll mean a lot more on Sunday because we got one more game. We don't want to share. Call me greedy, but this isn't enough. We want to win it outright, and cut down nets and, be there ourselves, so to go from 0-2 to where we're at, it's just a testament to this team and how they believed in one another and they believed in the staff.
Andrew.
Yeah, Coach, Melissa had a career high 20 rebounds and really just seemed like she was just slamming the ball every time she was, coming down with it on the glass. Was there anything that she maybe said or was doing in particular that, gave you an instinct that she was going to come out and play with that? It looked like she was just going after everyone and not letting anybody else take the ball type thing.
I think Liz likes the big moment. I think, for her, this was a battle of player of the year candidates. It was a battle of the 2 best teams in the league. And I think she takes that personal, and I think she's building a legacy and she wanted the legacy to be champion. And so, I don't know that there's any way you ever really know. I mean, you see it in someone's eyes. But I do believe, like, even in practice, knowing we had to go short on a 1-day prep, I thought this team had good energy, even in our recovery, had good energy in practice, was dialed in, was paying attention. We made a couple defensive mistakes early that didn't end up costing us. And when we cleaned those up, I mean, we made life tough on them. We made life really, really tough on them. And so, I know they got in foul trouble. I know they're going to be frustrated by that, but, they were grabbing and holding and Liz was asserting her athleticism at the rim, and you got to protect kids like that. So, they still went to the foul line considerably more than us. And, so, I think this was a game that, once again, we shot it better from 3 than they did. And that kind of opened things up, just like it can open the game up for them. It opened the game up for us.
And can you describe what the senior class of Smith, Agbo, and Bickle means to this program?
I mean, they're all so different. So I don't know, I've only had the luxury of having them for a year, and they're all so unique. Their personalities are unique. Their games are unique. They're all post players. That's the crazy part of it with those 3. But they play so differently, and they can complement each other so well. And, I just love that Caitlin can come in and play her role and play it well and be the most encouraging on the bench and dialed in. And, I mean, obviously it's a group of players that know nothing but winning. And, they've built quite a legacy here. I mean, they're not the only class, obviously, to win 4 straight, considering this is 12 straight, but, I think it mattered to them to not be the class that the streak broke with.
Thank you, Coach. Congrats.
Thank you.
Jack.
Yeah, Coach, I was just wondering if there was anything particular about Iowa State that matches up really well, because y'all have dominated both matchups. Do you think it's more of the effort rises to the occasion, knowing that it's kind of the top two teams in the conference, or is there something in the matchup itself that really goes your way?
Okay, so I'm usually pretty honest, but I'm not sure I want to give Iowa State what I think our advantage is in this situation. But I do think our players, I think it matters to them. This is a team that's beaten them in the past, so they have respect for. They have, not that they don't respect everybody, but I think they have a natural respect for not just that Iowa State has beaten them in years that nobody else has, but that has played them well, has given them fits. And so I don't have to challenge them to say, hey, this team is better than their record, I don't have to say that when we play them. So it really just comes down to, here's how we're defending this action. Here's how we're defending this player. But I firmly believe that we have the pieces to be really good defensively against this team. And if you watch the game last year, Liz didn't guard Ashley Jones. She didn't guard her. They let Dee guard her. They let Dejanay guard her. And they put Liz on one of the other guards. And, we challenged her in both of these matchups to put our best player on their best player. And, she just really rose to the occasion.
And Eric.
Coach, you talked about how, you told us, hey, this is going to be a better team in March than early in the season. Was there maybe not even just a game or a moment, or maybe a stretch of games where you saw that, where you were like, okay, this is what I was talking about. You saw it physically click and move to where it's gotten, where you thought, okay, this team is like Big 12 championship level winning?
I think it's still a process. And I think there were moments in the first Iowa State game where you saw great synergy on offense and great synergy on defense. And so obviously that was a confidence building game. I thought some of the things we did defensively against West Virginia told me we could be elite defensively, because that's a team that's really athletic, and we were able to keep them in front. I think, our first quarter at Texas Tech, where everything we did offensively worked, where you can kind of see, I thought the second half offensively against Kansas the other night, it's not always like start to finish, but it's more like moments in games. And I thought tonight, we stayed really poised. We really kept the crowd out of it, except for late in the first and early in the second. We just didn't let this crowd get into the game. Like we put crowd noise on in our gym yesterday, and you couldn't speak. Everything was hand signal driven, because that's what we anticipated when we were on offense. And I could call plays. I didn't have to use hand signals all night. And so that just shows you that we controlled the game enough that the crowd never could really get into it. They tried. It was an amazing crowd. This was amazing for women's basketball. These fans are awesome, but honestly, like they couldn't get into it,
All right, we'll go last question to Darby.
Hey, Coach, you talked about it a little bit tonight, and I remember at earlier press conference when you were off to that 0-2 start, like the messages some of the girls are receiving and kind of some of the hate on social media and comments and things like that. You feel like, those girls hadn't really dealt with that before. How do you think they got through that? And do you feel like, this almost proved everybody wrong, and you maybe have more to prove too, but how
but I think when people doubt you, sometimes that's all you need. That's the chip you need. Like, hey, we'll do it with or without you. We'd rather do it with you, but if you don't want to get on board, and I've said for a long time, like, I'm not one of those people that says, okay, let me throw it back in your face. We did joke for a while about doing like a Jimmy Kimmel, like mean tweet, play off of some of the things that were being said. And honestly, most of them were directed at me. They weren't directed at the players as much. I think there were some things, like more generally speaking, but they were directed at me. And so, you know, I got thick skin. And I'm not saying it doesn't hurt, you know, but I think that, you know, it brought us closer together. It was like, this is our circle. These are our people. This is who we're doing it for. And we're going to do it for each other. We're going to do it because we believe in one another, because we believe in what we're doing. And so, we've come a long way, and I'm just super proud of how far we've come.
You really seemed determined out there tonight. What was your mindset in terms of just the magnitude of this game?
A Big 12 championship. That's all that was on my mind. Like I told y'all last time, that's the standard here at Baylor. And, you know, I've been a part of this for 3 years now. And, you know, I just want to get my fourth. That was my main thing coming back.
Excellent. Thanks.
Oh my goodness. Andrew?
Yep, Melissa, after the Kansas game, you said, you know, you wanted to get the fourth championship in Ames. There was an episode of Our Time on ESPN Plus earlier in the year. I think it was after you started off 0-2, where Coach asked.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, Andrew, we lost you. Is everyone else frozen, or is it just Andrew that's frozen?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. So it's not us.
Andrew.
All right. Andrew's going to be frozen. And we're going to go to Jerry, and it's just going to be awkward when he unfreezes as Jerry begins to talk.
Nalissa, talk about you on the boards, because I think this was a career high, 20 rebounds, particularly with Queen and some foul trouble. Did that maybe open up some more for you, or?
No, I mean, every single game, I feel like my main focus is to get to the boards. They showed me that I was, I think, tied with Brittany Griner for 19 double-doubles, and you know, I wanted to pass her up. You know, I was on pass up the greats.
And can you talk about defending Ashley Jones? I mean, she was like 4 for 19 or something like that.
I mean, we focus on defense. Coach Tony, all week, he engraved defense in my head. Defense, defense, defense. And, you know, she's a great player. She's going to get hers at the end of the day. And I feel like if I have ball pressure and can get through some screens and, you know, force her to help with Queen, then it's going to be a long night for her.
All right. Anything else for Liz? Oh, hold on. We got to let Andrew back in. And Hawk.
You want Andrew first? Or you want me to go ahead and go?
I'll let you go ahead and go.
Liz, obviously, a lot of people were counting you guys out at 0-2. What does it mean for you guys to come back? You were almost 0-3, but what does it mean for you guys to come back and be sitting in this spot? And how much more does it mean just because y'all did it in such a different circumstance?
It means everything to us. I feel like we've been through so much adversity, like time after time, whether it's injuries, COVID, new coach, new staff. I just feel like we never complained at the end of it. Like we always just took that adversity and put it on our shoulders and just kept working, kept putting in extra hours, film, recovery, all that. So I just feel like this team has so much strength, you know, mentally and physically. And I feel like that's what got us this championship.
At what point did you see it turn around and know that it would get to this point?
And once we got that win over Kansas, that's when I knew, like, we never gave up that game. You know, Jamie hit a big shot. I got a big rebound. There was a lot of key plays where you just saw like, oh yeah, this team's not going to give up when the game gets close.
All right, thanks.
All right, Andrew, you want to try again?
I'm sorry about that. Not sure what happened. You guys wrote, you and Queen wrote on the whiteboard, win the Big 12 championship. What gave you the confidence at that point to write that as your goal? What was the mindset?
You know, me and Queen and Kate, we've been here the longest. So just going through a national championship, 3 Big 12 championships, we know the standard here. And, you know, we had to lead all the younger people or the people that haven't been here before. So we knew the goal and the expectation at Baylor, and we just went out and got it.
And then after the game, it was you 3 in an embrace on the sideline celebrating the win. What was that moment like?
Yeah, it felt good. You know, just everything we went through, you know, I don't think people understand, like, when your coach leaves and it's just you got to make a decision whether it's I'm going to stick it out or I'm going to just go somewhere else. Like, we talked about it. We prayed about it. we said we're just gonna stick it out here at Baylor, and I just love the result we got. I feel like we deserve this.
Thank you and congrats.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up with Darby.
Everything you're talking about with all the challenges and things, like, do you feel like this title meant more than the others?
Absolutely. I feel like we had to actually work and grind for this one. You know, I'm not going to say we had it easy in the past, but we did, you know, blow people out in the past. This is the first year we've actually had to go blood, sweat, and tears every single night, like grinding every other game. Just, I feel like this is one that we really like taking our heart and know we deserve this.
All right.
And then just,
Wait,
sorry,
yeah.
can I have one? Okay. Just what sort of confidence does this give you rolling into the post, you have one more game than postseason and moving forward?
Huge confidence. I feel like we're playing our best basketball right now. I mean, we're playing collectively. We're playing as a team. J. Lou had big moments tonight. I feel like when some people struggle, like we don't miss a beat because someone else is going to pick up that slack. Like, I just feel like once we're all together and just all have big nights, it's going to be unbelievable.